Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
Sir, today's event will be hosted by Mr. Madhusudan. Over to you, Madhusudan.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Good evening, sir. This is Madhusudan.
Hey, hi, good evening.
Shall we start, sir? I
Yeah.
think, yeah, all are there. Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Madhusudan, your host for today's session. It's our honor to welcome Mahadev Kadam, sir, an IT professional with over 14 years of an experience. Well known for his exceptional leadership in mainframe application development and outstanding expertise in data science projects. His profound knowledge and hands-on experience in machine learning algorithms have established him as a respected contributor and mentor within a tech community. We are excited to gain insights from his rich expertise and in-depth understanding of the field. Please join me in the extending warm welcome to Mahadev, sir. Sir, floor is yours, please.
Yeah. Thanks, Madhusudan.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to express myself, share my experience with the students, professionals joining this session. So I welcome you all for this session. So I have prepared a small set of slides. Let me share those. Maybe we will go through it. My screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So let's get started with it. I would like to have this more interactive kind of session. Let's touch base some of the basic stuff which is required for choosing the data science career path. And very well we get to know what is required to become a good data scientist or AI engineer, ML engineer, and all aspects around it. So let's jump into the session first. So little introduction about me. As Madhusudan mentioned, I have legacy experience, mainframe application development support, maintenance kind of projects done for almost 10 to 11 years of experience into multiple MNCs, majorly into banking and insurance domain. And later, I decided to move on with the cutting edge technologies or something which is advanced or will sustain my growth from the professional front. So I choose a data science field around 2017-18 time. So at that moment, I started my self-study and all that. And then also, similar to HUINX, I also got an opportunity to learn data science from one of the institute. So that's how I started my journey in 2018-19. Okay, so that is little about me. Currently, I'm working in LTIMindtree as a senior lead data scientist, working into manufacturing domain, some of the oil and gas clients. So majorly the projects were from this thing, predictive analytics, forecasting use cases. Along with that, also some of the use cases that we worked on using deep learning for process optimization. So that's little brief about my exposure into the data science. Okay, so moving on uh, for today's session, what we will look into is why someone choose data science or why one should focus on data science in today's world. So as we know, day by day, huge or humongous data is getting generated by each and every company. If we know, right, around 2015, Geo has launched. Before that, the data, whatever yearly data accumulated was very less, but a post Geo implementation and then moving from 3G to 4G, data has humongously generated every year. And with each company, even if we consider the giants like Google, Microsoft, any company for that matter, it's huge data with every company, every organization. So just laying those data over there, it's not beneficial. So Of course, data will definitely tell us something, some story, some patterns from that data, which helps while taking business decisions. So definitely studying that historical data was necessary. So this field evolved, I think 7 8 years now gone, and it is evolving now. Currently, it is rapidly evolving, and that's how the data. It's not like that data science was not there. Earlier, people used to use Excel sheets. Even we also do, right? Kind of this thing. Every time we also do analyze if I need to reach some destination. So how much time is required to travel time is needed, or how much time I need to get ready and all that. So we do analysis in every step of the life actually. But only thing is that now in recent years, I would say this particular decade, 7 8 years, people focused more on the data part. So because it is definitely giving very meaningful insights from it. So if we just, I have jotted down some points. So as per the current market understanding or analysis, it is forecasted or like data professional need or jobs will grow by 28% in the next year itself. So you can just understand how much job opportunities will be there in the coming years. So apart from that, so if one has to deep dive into the data science, first of all, that person need to have a passion. Okay. Unless if you put genuine efforts, okay, time as well as money to learn the data science, both things are required. It's not like if you want to learn, there are lot many material available online on YouTube, many portals, many sites, websites, they offer free materials. But in life, if we need to achieve something, we always need to, if we get a direction, if we get a mentor, if we get some direction at right time, so that is important. That's why we need to channelize our energy in the right direction by taking help of any institute, any like in this case EduINX. Okay, so that way you will get to channelize your energy, you will get that path. Okay, and first of all you need to have that passion. If just for sake of doing it, my friend is doing, somebody is doing data science is getting good package, offering high paid jobs, don't do that. It should coming within you, that interest should be genuine. Okay, if you have that passion, then definitely apart from passion, you will have these kind of benefits, which I have jotted down on the slide. High demand across industries. Every industry has generated a lot of data. They need to identify the trends from that data to take the business decisions. Of course, pay scales will be very high in this field. Data science, AI opportunities are too many. As I mentioned, 28% job opportunities will increase in next year itself. And yeah, and you will get to work on real business problems. If we talk about data science roadmap as such, so if someone coming from engineering background or somebody who is already working in IT field, doing some job but on different skill sets, and if you want to move into the data science field, so this is a generic roadmap that I got from the internet itself. I have not prepared this one. I had a very little time to make these slides. So from medium.com, one of the good website for data science, I copied this. This direction is little incorrect. If you see the first 4 blocks, then the direction should be left to right only. Okay, so if somebody wants to become a data scientist, data analyst, or any role from data science field, or just to start a journey for the data science, so this is the roadmap. Okay, what is required to become a data scientist? So first step, it goes back to your 12th standard. So you need to be good with your some of the concepts from mathematics, like statistics, algebra, probability, permutation, combination, distributions. So once you get a data, you need to understand. how the data distribution is, what kind of distribution it follows, whether it falls into the normal distribution, Poisson distribution. There are different kind of distributions. Those are the concepts. So that's when the story starts. You need to understand the data. There is one more step I would like to mention over here, which is not there in this diagram. To start with, first of all, very important thing that you need to understand is business problem. At this moment, many organizations have lot of data, but they don't know where exactly problem lies. So sometimes with some of the organizations, they do have data, but they don't have that capability to identify those patterns from the data, understand the data, and get some information, meaningful information from the data. So understanding the business problem itself is also challenge to some of the people, and at some people they already know the business problem. They will tell you that this is my business problem, this is my data, and now do the analysis, do the modeling, and give me the results or good insights out of it. So story starts from business problem actually, and then comes the skills that you need to apply. What skills? In order to do the analysis part, okay, you will use Python language, okay, you will use some platforms, R language or Python language, you will use some IDE, okay, maybe like PyCharm or Jupyter Notebook or any other editor, and you will use one particular language. But ultimately, what you are doing, you are applying these mathematical concepts on that data. So mathematics is very first step. Then comes data wrangling, data collection, cleaning, exploration. So what happens is when you work in the organization, right? And let's say ABC client, they provide you data. So it may not be necessary you always get the data on your system, local system. You need to collect the data from cloud or maybe other platforms, Databricks, the Snowflake, Oracle database. There are so many databases. So you need to collect the data first, required data and all that. So data wrangling, second part comes into the picture. You need to explore the data. Okay, now that will be covered in the part of your syllabus, exploratory data analysis, what kind of analysis need to be done and all that. So that's what statistics I already mentioned. So these statistics also used to explore the data and do the different kind of analysis to understand the data. Then from programming perspective, what you need to learn is you need to know the Python language, which is widely used in the industry now. You can also use R language. Some people also use SAS. And going forward, maybe down the line, maybe 5 years down the line, or some people, my companies already started using some of the AI tools. Those are simply drag and drop tools. What you need to do is you don't need to, you people might have heard low code, no code concept. So there are already tools in the market, some of the organizations using it. So people don't have to code much. Simply they have to plug the input file from the whatever the data source, cloud or anything, and you just have to apply the algorithms or do the data analysis. So you don't have to code too much. So that's what happening, or come in coming future, definitely it is going to happen. So that is the programming part. Then data visualization. For data visualization in Python, you have different libraries, matplotlib, seaborn, and all those. So using those libraries, you need to understand how data looks like. So you need to visualize the data. For an example, let's say you have a data of male female kind of classification, true false. So how many true cases, how many false cases, you may need to plot graphs, different plots, basically bar graph, charts. So using those bar charts or pie charts, different kind of plots, you will visualize the data, you will understand in a pictorial form, you will understand the data better. So that is the visualization. For visualization, there are different tools along with Python. Okay, you can use Jupyter Notebook. You can code a Python programming, use packages like Matplotlib, Seaborn, and do the data analysis and visualize the data. This is one way. But there are other tools as well, like Power BI, Tableau, which are specifically designed for visualization purpose. And so many things you can visualize there. in most attractive ways. You can integrate multiple systems to pull in data in those tools. I'm talking about Power BI, Tableau, and that's how you can work on a particular project and do or design dashboards for business, and all those things can be done. That is data visualization. Then comes machine learning. So machine learning, basically you need to understand uh, what is machine learning basically. Okay, you will give a data to a particular algorithm. Algorithm is what? One concept or mathematical formula behind it. It is working. You need to understand. Let's say take an example, some of the linear regression or logistic regression. Those are the algorithms. There are a number of algorithms. Just an example I am taking. So basically, behind the scenes, some mathematical calculations, some statistical concepts are used to write that particular algorithm. And what you do here, machine learning means you are providing some kind of, you will just split the data, input data. Once the data pre-processed, cleaned, you will split that data into trained data, test data. Then that trained data you will provide to the algorithm. So basically, you are giving an opportunity to a software or to a piece of code to learn from that data. That is machine learning. So algorithm will train on that trained data, and then you can test that algorithm on test data. So that is machine learning basically. So you will learn different techniques over there, supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement learnings. So supervised, wherein you already know the results, kind of what example I can give you? Uh, let's say some this thing, skull measurements or teeth measurements belongs to male or female. So you have got a data set, 1,000 records in a Excel file, simple example, but you will know those skull measurements belongs to male or female. So that is labeled data. That is supervised learning. Wherever you don't know the target or who that data belongs to which category, that is unsupervised. So likewise, and reinforcement is nothing but uh, software itself will take a decision what to do. That is kind of take an example of games. If you play games, game will decide what next action will be. That is reinforcement learning. So that is machine learning altogether. You need to learn different algorithms. So till this point, whatever steps we covered, right? Mathematics, basically statistics concept, Python language, then machine learning algorithms. So using these skills, you can start working on some of the basic projects. Okay, so that is the next step. Just to get a feel of what kind of project can be done. Then next steps comes is your interview preparation. Okay, basically you need to build your resume. Uh, you need to have thorough hands-on experience. Okay, and then I would say minimum 3 to 4 hands-on projects needs to be completed and needs to be added into your resume to get it shortlisted. That is the must criteria. Okay, this is the basic data science requirement wherein no additional or advanced topics are required. Okay, if there is a role asked, I'm talking about a job requirement wherein only basic skills are asked. For that, only these skills are required, whatever we have covered till now. But let's say some of the companies, they do ask advanced skills as well. That comes the next step, deep learning. So deep learning, there are different kind of this thing, networks, ANN, CAN, RNN, artificial neural network, it's called, or convolutional neural network. So these are the some of the networks, again, kind of algorithms used to uh, solve the data science problems. Okay. Then comes big data, additional technologies you need to learn. Okay. Now here they have not covered other stuff in this step diagram, which is I have added on the right side on the slide. What can be asked? Okay. So specific requirements may ask, you need to have an NLP skill. What is NLP? NLP is natural language processing. Okay. Basically, you are processing text over here. Let's say you got 1,000 PDF files. Okay. And from that 1,000 PDF files, you need to create a chatbot. Okay, nowadays that is very simple example. Or let's say another simple example I will give you: sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is what? Uh, let's say movie reviews. Simple example: 1,000 particular movie is okay screened, and then 1,000 people has reviewed that movie. So you will get comments, text, actual text, okay, of 1,000 people, and those 1,000 comments you will analyze to understand whether those reviews are positive or negative. So that is what sentiment analysis. So number processing is easy, but how you will do the text processing, that's the NLP part, natural language processing. Okay, so then comes computer vision. If you got a image data, so you got photos, right? Different photos. You need to understand if particular image is of cat or dog, kind of. So that is a classification use case, simple classification use case. So we will train the algorithm, okay, model with thousands of images, and then algorithm we predict whether given image is of cat or dog. That is the image classification. Okay, that is part of CV, computer vision. Okay, then generative AI. Now this is a booming uh, this thing technology. Okay, and it is widely used. Many organizations putting a lot of efforts to establish this practice in their organization, and many job opportunities, many lot of job opportunities will be coming in this area, generative AI. Then along with this, some organization may ask you about having a cloud exposure, Azure, AWS, or GCP. Then additional skills. This is not okay. By the way, for sake of coverage, I have noted these skills over here. For the initial or beginners role, for freshers role or junior role, they will not ask these additional skills. Okay, maybe NLP, maybe Gen AI, because it is asked everywhere now. Only those things. Now CV or NLP, those are specific skills. So they will ask NLP expert, they will ask CV expert or Gen AI expert, but not all. Junior people will not be asked these kind of additional skills or advanced skills. Cloud expert, ML ops, AI ops. Okay, these are the advanced topics. I just put it here for just to get to know those terms, what is happening in the data science field. So this is overall roadmap. I will take a pause. Okay, if anyone has any question on this roadmap or any queries, I'm happy to address it. Any questions so far? So we are good. I assume that. Okay, so after roadmap, what are different kind of roles available in the industry? Okay, so I just jotted down, taken this diagram from LinkedIn, I guess. Okay, so these are the different roles in the data field. I'm not just talking about data science here, but the data field itself. Data scientist, data architect, data analyst, data engineer. But doing a data science curriculum or syllabus, what roles are there for a junior people or fresher people, or they are just starting their career path in the data science? The first role would be data analyst. Then second is data scientist. Okay, and then ML engineer, and then AI engineer. These are the four roles are there for the data science path. Okay, if somebody is doing expertise in NLP, NLP engineer is also there. The other roles are there because this diagram actually talks about data field, all data field. Okay, so data architect, BI analyst, and other business analyst or data engineer, those are different roles. But from data science perspective, keep in mind, for junior people, you can target data analyst role or data scientist role. Once you become a experienced person, you got some exposure into data science field, let's say 4 or 5 years, you can also target for ML engineer role, because skills asked for these roles are different. For ML engineer, they will ask multiple things, multiple skills. Okay, so to start a career as a data scientist or a data analyst, I have shown all the skills on previous slide. So that is more than enough. Okay, so these are the roles. Then, okay, let me give you some examples. What kind of projects are there in the industry? Okay, let's take few examples. Let's take healthcare, predictive analytics. Okay, patient diagnosis treatment. Uh, Take an example of computer vision use case. So uh, you can get this thing, what we call X-ray images. Okay, and just looking at the X-ray images, okay, of the chest, if a problem statement would be like, identify a patient is having cancer or not having cancer, looking into the or analyzing the chest X-rays. So there are lakhs of X-rays available. Okay, that is labeled data. So from the 1 lakh X-rays, let's say around 5,000 or 4,000 X-rays are there for which a patient was diagnosed as having cancer. So that is historical data. Okay, this historical data you will use to train your model, to train your algorithm. And once your algorithm is trained, then your algorithm, once a new patient gets admit or done with the X-ray, that image or that once you feed that image to your trained algorithm will tell you whether that patient is having cancer or not. Just an example. So there is a very wide range of applications in every field. So healthcare. Okay, let's take another example. Flood situation happens, many dead bodies found which are not in condition of identification. Okay, not at all, only skeleton remains. And once it is sent to the laboratory for identification, by just taking the measurement of teeth and skull, algorithm can tell you whether that skull or skeleton belongs to the male or female, and probable age of that skeleton, that body. Another say example from finance field. Let's take example of fraud detection. Whenever we almost all people use credit cards, right? So and fraud also happens. So how banking institutes takes care of this? Whenever card is swapped, based on the historical data and all that, algorithms are already placed, and algorithms will trigger certain actions. If they uh, treat that transaction, your swipe, as a suspicious, they will trigger a call chain. Either they will send an SMS, either they will call. Let's say a person usual transaction is of 5 or 10,000, and suddenly if somebody uses credit card and does shopping and try to pay a bill of more than 1 lakh, definitely that customer or that person who is using card, if that card belongs to that person, he will get a call. Are you doing this kind of transaction or not? So how this happens? So behind the scene, basically, machine learning models are already developed. They are analyzing each and every transaction, every activity, and they will trigger these actions, precautions to avoid the fraudulent. Like in retail, let's say a DMart. So sales prediction. I think that problem is available everywhere. So for this particular month, this particular product sold, this is the total price. So what will be for next month's sale? So you can predict those sales for next month, for next year. Some of the sales are like seasonal. Ice creams will be sold in particular season, in summer or winter more as compared to rainy season. So these are the trends in the data basically. It's not uniform. In every business, there are trends, and those trends or patterns can be very well identified by doing the analysis. So that is all about the data science basically. So finding those patterns, learning from the data, and giving meaningful information to the business. That is the main objective. So some of these use cases as an example. Okay, what is do's and don'ts basically? The This is basically I added this slide for students to understand while studying the course, data science course. Sometimes what happens is we get derailed from the direction. What happens is there are so many sources available, so many things, but what should one do? What shouldn't one do? All students need to understand that part also. Okay. First of all, for data science is field of research and doing experiments. Okay. In similar fashion, if you just study, read from the books, that is not going to help you at all. Mark my words. You need to do the practice all the time. You need to write code. You need to do the analysis, EDF part, each and every problem. Okay. Apart from whatever data sets you got, okay, there are a lot many data sets available for study. So you need to do hands-on, lot of hands-on. Only reading through material theory is not going to help at all. In many interviews, many people will ask you to write the code. That is the thing. So hands-on is a must thing. Okay. Also, if you think like I'll do on my own, it is very hard. You need to have a mentor, somebody telling you. Otherwise, what will happen? There are so much information available on net, which will be a right one for you, considering your experience. If you are starting a career and if you're directly jumping into some advanced topic, which is not kind of a bearable, or you feel like it is way too much difficult, so that is wrong thing. Okay, see, first of all, everything is possible. Believe that first. You need to have a passion to study the data science. That is first thing. Then you need to believe in yourself, and you need to take topics, okay, or this chap, whatever techniques, tools, these topics we discussed, right? Skills I am talking about. Be it statistics, be it Python programming, be it machine learning algorithms. Take step by step. Don't jump into the too much ahead. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Okay, you will get panicked. You will because there is hell lot of information, and people might get distracted with it. So channelize your energy properly as your mentor is suggesting, or your in the class as you get the guidelines. So that way only you should proceed. You need to have somebody as a mentor. Try different tools as in whatever has been taught in the classes. You need to try with all those tools, okay, all those methods. You can use different data sets and play with it. Okay. Along with that, whatever we discussed in the roadmap, once you complete those basic skills, you can start participating in different AI challenges. Okay, even your institute will give you capstone projects. Definitely, they will give you. But apart from that, you can on your own also do some projects or participate in AI challenges. There are AI challenges through which some of the companies do hire. Okay, so you need to work hard. Now this field is becoming competitive day by day. Many new things coming up. Okay, so these are some of the do's and don'ts. So just follow one material for study. Don't jump into the too many things at the start. Other it will mislead you or distract you, or you may find it difficult to grasp. So decide what you need to focus first, and only channelize that energy on those topics and that material. Don't go here and there. That is not going to help at the start, at the beginning of your journey. Self-discipline, yeah, this is very important aspect. Okay, if you need to learn data science, so why I put this comment over here, every day minimum 2 to 4 hours, I am saying minimum 2 to 4 hours you need to dedicate for the study. Day by day new things are coming up. Okay, whatever has been covered in the institute, in the classes, apart from that, you need to study on your own. All those topics you need to revise on that day itself. You need to complete the practicals. So that discipline should be there. If you stuck, if you did not understand, you need to ask those queries to your mentor or your who is mentoring or conducting your class or trainer rather. So that is must thing. This discipline only will give you opportunity. For sake of doing a course someone else is doing, I will also do. I'll get high job and all that. No, nothing is going to happen unless you make yourself very disciplined. You put hard efforts, then only you will get good fruits. That is for sure. Future trends in data science, that's what some of the advanced technologies I mentioned, right? So going forward, generative AI, that is one of the field is growing rapidly. Then cloud computing is already in place. Okay, cloud computing, generative AI. Okay, now this data scientist already there, machine learning engineer are already there. Now AI engineer is already there. So now ML ops, data science ethics officer, there are many new positions also coming up. Okay, so one thing, generative AI, that is for sure going to create lot many job opportunities in the future. So that's for sure. So along with your data science study, you also need to focus on or build your path in such a way that once you complete the initial journey, initial stages of your data scientist roadmap, then you also have to learn about generative AI, do some generative AI projects. Okay, it is must. And for generative AI, you need to first of all understand the NLP concepts, natural language processing, how it happens, how the test pre-processing happens, how test is broken into tokens, and all that, all those aspects. So NLP, you need to understand the NLP first, and then you can definitely study the generative AI part. There are different LLMs already in market. So using those LLMs, they have provided APIs and all that, how you can build different applications, how those applications will help business. Just take an example. Nowadays, school students also use ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT basically? Can anyone answer this question? Anybody, give it a try.
It's like a one-stop solution for all our queries. Whatever the question, whatever the query we have, it gives answers to everything.
Correct, correct. So basically what it does, it answers queries means technically speaking, what it does.
It is actually the artificial brain, you can say, artificial intelligence, you can say.
Right.
Like we give a task to a human, write about this topic in 500 words, 1000 words. Similarly, the AI does the same thing. Yeah.
Right. Right. So okay.
It also does the research and analysis based on the query we are giving. It do all the research on the topic, and it try to pull out the accurate information and present it to us.
Okay, somewhere close. Okay. So what exactly it does?
Before that, I have an answer. In before that, we are searching in the Google search engine means we are getting number of options. We can see it what type of answer we needed. Now the AI going to be generate only one thing. They are giving the options to see in directly what kind of topic we need means directly give the only one answer. It will give the appropriate one. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically,
So go ahead.
yes, sir. Basically, it will generate output based on the train on them. We train the system.
Correct. Yeah. This is closer answer basically. Okay. What it does, it generate text. It generate contents. Okay. Now contents could be anything. There are different kind of contents. Contents as in text, as in audio, as in video, as in image. Okay. So there are different kind of content generations. So ChatGPT is what it generates text. Okay. So that's what the name. Just check the full form of ChatGPT. Okay. GPT. It generates text. How it generates text? Behind the scene, there is a LLM. LLM is called large language model. Okay. Now this model is already trained on humongous amount of data all over the world. Whatever available on the internet, blogs, white papers, whatever is there, which is not in proprietary or which does not violate the any licenses and all that. So all available data, apart from just licensing data, all available data is already used for training that chat GPT. How does it know that model already trained on that data? Okay, and on that trained data, it generates its own answer to our queries. But it has trained on such amount of data, maximum time it will generate accurate. Okay, but there is no guarantee that 100% it will be accurate. But it will show you, it will tell you like it is 100% accurate. This is called as hallucination effect. Sometimes this will mislead. Okay, how mislead? Sometimes it will give you some facts with numbers and all that, but in reality, that may not be exactly matching with the actual facts. So it will confidently generate text. This is how it is. If you ask some destination, yeah, most of the times it is correct. That's what I'm telling. So hallucination is one of the problem. So chat GPT is a text content generator. Basically, it generates text. Likewise, now you guys have might heard about Microsoft Copilot. It generates images. If you just Google out, there are so many already trained LLM trained based applications which generate text, which generate images, which generate videos, whatever you say, they will generate it. How? They are already trained on that kind of data, and those are different. So that's basically that's what it is. So in the generative AI applications, so there are so many different LLMs. Now ChatGPT, then comes Gemini, Google Gemini, then comes what else? There's so many these kind of tools. Okay,
Claudia.
around yeah, so many, 15 to 20 are there. So using those, okay, they have even customized their models. Okay, now customized means they are trained on specific customer data or a specific domain data or specific industry. Let's say now there is a this thing similar kind of model. Okay, I will not be able to tell exact these things. It's confidential. How that model is trained on insurance data. If you ask any query related to any kind of insurance, be it auto insurance, be it health insurance, be it term insurance, any kind of any rules, any protocols, it will tell you exact correct answer because all the insurance related data is used to train that model. So these kind of customized models are also available. So many these LLMs we can use, we can build our own applications, we can hit these models, let's say ChatGPT or any, they have their APIs. Okay. Now, if you get a task to create a web application and all that, and simply uh, for a specific domain or something, you do some part, your UI part and all that, and behind the scene, you are hitting ChatGPT and ChatGPT giving you a response, and you are presenting or auditing or processing that response and then displaying to the customer. So likewise, there are n number of applications required to solve business problems. So many. So generative AI is one of the main ask going forward in the interviews, for sure. So I think, yeah, almost done. What left? Okay, Q&A only. Okay. Yeah, I think we can discuss whatever queries you have. I just touched on basic topics. I hope that is going to help you while studying or taking this data science field as your career path. So whatever has been covered or whatever has not been, I was not able to include over there, you can ask me those queries. I'll try to answer.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the thing is, when we are giving the prompt to the Chat GPT or Gemini or Microsoft Copilot, their information is, and Meta AI, their information is bit different. I mean, Meta AI is information versus Chat GPT versus Microsoft's Copilot. The information is quite different. Yeah. It might be same 50-60%, but it is different some extent. I observed that.
Correct.
What's your take on that?
Correct. Even if you ask same question to ChatGPT itself, ask today, then ask your friend to ask the same question tomorrow, it will give you different answer. It is generating that content at that moment. Okay. And it all depends on your prompt. So now that is one of the evolving field. Okay. High paid job in US, prompt engineer. Okay. How you ask ChatGPT or Bing or Gemini or any other, how you write the prompt, that is very much important. Single word or a change in the sentence will change the response, all response. Okay. And as you rightly said, that is because the reason behind it, the data used for training is not same for ChatGPT compared to your Gemini or compared to other models. Okay, that is one thing. Now, whatever, it will be very high level for you guys to understand. Now, how many parameters have been used for training for ChatGPT is different from how many parameters used for Gemini or other LLMs. It differs, their training process differs. Data provided for training, that also differs. So that's how whatever response they are generating, that is different. Even ChatGPT will itself will give you different response. If you ask a query and same query if I ask, there is no chance that it will be exactly same. No. Any other question? Yeah, Manoj. Any other questions?
Sir,
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to know about I want to become a simply from the data analyst. So what kind of programming language or what kind of tools I have to learn it, sir?
Okay. See, when for data analyst role, first of all, understand the first part, few of the, yeah, the first part here in the slides, right? Analysis of the data. Okay, very much important. If you ask me about tools, technology, so you should be good at analyzing the data using any language, be it Python, be it R, but I will recommend Python because it is widely used in the industry. So using Python, whatever data is there, you should be able to pull that data into your Jupyter notebook or whatever platform you are using for analysis or writing Python code. PyCharm, PyChart. There are so many IDs, VS Code, or maybe Google Colab, whatever platform you are using, you should be able to pull that data and do the analysis. That is one part. You need to know one language, Python. Second thing, in the organizations, you will not get data in the Excel all the time. You need to fetch the data from database. Okay, so if it is RDBMS, relational database, so you need to know SQL, structured query language. So SQL is another thing. You all people, okay, it's not just for data analysts, but you all people need to know the basics of SQL. Okay, how data need to be fetched. Okay, from the table, and then you can export into Excel sheet or how. Okay, so SQL is required. So, and third part for data analyst role, visualization. Maybe using Python language, maybe using Power BI tool from Microsoft, or maybe using Tableau tool. So those are the 3-4 items if you target. Okay, along with basics of data science, that is good enough for data analyst role.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, someone is, I think, raised hand.
Sachin, you want to go or should I continue? Okay. Sir, I have gone through the model that you've shown to become a data scientist. There are multiple, you know, maybe the courses or the functionalities that we should learn along with the languages and skills that we require to become a proper data scientist. With the current duration, what edtech is providing, like 6 months of course that we all are signed up for. How do you think that we can be able to cope up in this duration to learn all these skills?
Okay, it's a good question. Okay, see, if you consider today's data, I mean, whatever is there in the market today, okay, as part of data science field, I'm talking about each tools and technology, it is not possible. But to get into the industry, to get a job, what is the minimal requirement? Okay, that definitely you can do in 6 months for sure. And all that, without it is not possible. No one would promise you, okay, for any job, any placement, until they consider all the necessary topics into their curriculum or syllabus. So everyone include those topics which can be covered in 6 months, and very well you can do practice and all that. But if you ask me, even if you join any company, then also you need to keep on learning, keep on studying. Okay, there are lot many new things coming up every day. In interview, if I am taking interview, if a junior guy, fresher guy is giving interview, I may not ask all the deep learning concepts, which is not required. Okay, if a project ask, specific project ask is such that data science project is there. Okay, data science core skills are required. Okay, classification algorithms, your regression algorithms, or your unsupervised learning algorithms, data analysis part, EDA part, some Power BI tool, okay, statistics concepts. So I'll stick to that part only, and those kind of roles are offered to junior people. If a person is having good amount of experience, 4-5 years already spent in the data science field, that person need to understand deep learning part, NLP part, computer vision part, if they got a chance to work on those kind of projects. It's not a mandatory. And even if you don't get a chance to work on specific advanced topic, which is always the case, the people those are working in the industry, okay, it's not like they always get a project to work on each skill, NLP, computer vision. No, whichever clients they get, whichever whatever the projects, right, and whatever tools and technology used in that project, only that experience those people will get, right? So it always case that whatever you covered in your syllabus as a data science beginner, if you are good with that, definitely you will get a job. But you have to put a sincere efforts. Let me tell you, statistics will not take more than 2 weeks. Frankly speaking, whatever maths required, if you give whole this thing, complete lectures, you do study in all that, I'm saying not more than 2 weeks. It's 12 standard maths. We already studied. We have to just revise, nothing else. We just have to see its application now. In 12th standard, we studied to give right answer in the exam. That's it. At that moment, we never thought of the practical applications of those concepts. Now we just need to understand how those concepts needs to be applied on data. That's it. 2 weeks more than enough. Python, as a just understanding that language, okay, basic things, 2 days. What I am telling you, listen hard. Okay, only 2 days are required. How Python language works, how coding need to be done, only 2 days. If somebody is completely new to the programming, not from IT background, not from computer science, not touched any language, that person will not take more than 4 to 5 days to understand language. Once you understand language, let's say NumPy pandas package, right? I don't know how much you guys have already covered in your class, but some of you might know what is NumPy and pandas. Basic packages from Python language. If you know how to use it, so whatever packages for data science, definitely you can use it. That's what I'm saying. 4 5 days. If you're seriously putting efforts, so that is Python. For machine learning, you have to spend a lot of efforts. I would say more than 2 3 months.
Okay.
In depth, and how let's say from machine learning, you done the concepts one by one. First of all, you will do some of the concepts for statistics and all those, but basically to prepare the data for modeling purpose, to apply machine learning algorithm. First step is you will get a raw data, then you will pre-process that data. You will clean that data. Okay, you will not get clean data always. You need to analyze the data. You need to clean the data. You also need to do some feature engineering on it. I'm not very sure how much syllabus covered. That's why I'm not using those terms over here, like feature engineering. So you have to get the data ready first. That is first step. Then machine learning, how to apply algorithms, which algorithm to apply, how you'll come to know. So that is the important study. If you do that study rigorously, coding part in the Python language, if you use one algorithm, logistic regression, you know how to use that algorithm, how to write the code for applying one model. Similar kind of code will be required for all remaining algorithms. For some of the algorithms, package might be different, but process is same. Whatever clean data, you will have to first of all split the data into train, test, validation. Then take the algorithm from the package, give that training data to that algorithm, complete the training part, then test part, then validation. Then you will evaluate the model performance, how model you are performing well or not, what is the accuracy, all those aspects. Then you will fine tune the model. All this stuff, whatever you do in Python, that is repeated. Then it will be repeated task for every algorithm. There are 10, 15 algorithms. If you are able to do that for one algorithm, same steps you have to write in Python for all algorithms. Nothing new. Okay, so that's what. So machine learning is important aspect. So what stats, Python, machine learning, what else is required? Visualization. For visualization, let's take 3-4 days more than enough with practice. You have to learn the different kind of charts, how to visualize the data. Whatever time frames I am telling you for basic understanding. How to use Python for doing that work and which package to use. Now, if you do one data set analysis, you took 2 hours, okay, or 3 hours, hardly 2-3 hours more than enough, okay. Or if you spend 1 day, that is also enough. If data set is big, millions of records are there, you thoroughly done the EDA part, exploratory data analysis you spend. And if you do 10 data sets, what you will do, you will get to learn more things, how data can be different. But whatever techniques, whatever concepts from statistics you are going to apply, those will be same for every data set. So that understanding definitely you can cover in 3-4 days. That's what I am telling. But you will not get similar kind of data every time. Every data set will have different kind of problems. Accordingly, you have to spend times on actual projects. That can take more time. But for learning purpose, understanding how to do it and all that, let's say from interview perspective, after 6 months or 8 months, you have to appear for an interview. Is that 8 months time is enough or not for an initial job? Yes, it is enough.
Thank you, sir. And as we are all learners here, and I have one more question that is related to the
Yeah,
code.
go ahead. No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is for the non-IT professionals or the person who is shifting from one field to the another with over more than 15 years of experience. What kind of trending topics or the trending tools that we should be keep focusing on to learn? There are a lot of tools in the market, and considering the career possibilities in the market, what kind of industry that we should target the most, and what kind of operations or sorry, I could not be able to phrase it correctly, but
Okay.
where we need to focus more in terms of industry.
What I could get is for experienced professionals from non-IT background. Okay, are you talking about mechanical, any specific background?
Maybe business consultant.
Okay, why I'm asking, are you saying that that person is not having any idea about software, this thing, programming, anything at all?
Technically, no, but theoretically, he knows about websites and mobile apps.
Okay.
But he literally didn't sit and write the codes, but he managed the team who can design and develop and do the stuff.
Okay. So for experienced people's, how much experience? 10 plus, right? Or 15 plus. So see,
yes.
Let's be honest from my side. Okay. Nothing is impossible. Okay. I have gone through similar kind of phase. Okay. And that's right. That's what I am telling you. Nothing is impossible, but as your experience goes on, right? If you are more and more experienced, expectations are very high. You must be the kind where a person is having a good amount of experience, that person might be already earning good package. Okay, now company who is taking this thing for data science role, right? They will understand this person is already learning some good amount. Okay, but he is having very less experience on data science. There comes the conflict. There is that gap that you need to bridge. How that gap you need to bridge? You need to work on lot many projects. hands-on projects and all that, you have to give that trust to them, make them feel comfortable. Then only it is possible. Let's say I'm taking example 10 plus guy. Okay, nowadays in IT for a 10 plus guy, average package is 20 lakhs or maybe more than that. Okay, if it is non-IT guy, maybe 10-15 lakhs for sure. And if that person is going for an interview for data science, and if he is telling, I'm having 2 to 3 years of experience. Now, 2 to 3 years of experience, companies happily getting these kind of candidates and they are giving 5 to 6 lakhs package. Okay. So there comes the conflicts. Now, a person is already having 15 lakhs of package. Okay. And now that person is appearing for the similar kind of role, which can be done by junior people. Does it make sense? There is gap, right? There is a gap, right?
Yes,
So
I see
how that, so how you fill that gap or bridge that gap, that is very much important. I think maybe on this aspect, Madhusudan, I would suggest maybe if time permits and all that, we can have a kind of a guidance sessions to senior people separately.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll convey Guru Murthy if I get a chance, definitely. Mohammed, right? You asked this question. Actually, there are. So thing is that gap, right? That is important thing aspect. So maybe we can touch base that part. Yeah, you can connect me later once the course is finished, right? Okay. First of all, anyone, be it fresher, be it 2-3 years of experience guy, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years. First of all, this curriculum need to be completed seriously with discipline. Everyone has to dig into. Okay, let me tell you one example. If I am taking an interview and if person in front of me is having 20 years of experience, I do ask to write a code. And I have asked in the past to write a code. So you understand the expectations in the industry. So that is the why. First of all, the curriculum need to be completed. And then that part, important part I told you, that those dots need to be connected. That bridge need to be established. How to, maybe we can connect separately on that aspect.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyone else have any queries, any questions? Okay. Did anyone put in something in chat? Okay. Apply Java to learning a skill. Yeah, I think we addressed the first one. What kind of operations we have to learn from SQL? Basic only. Basic SQL is required. Select queries. You will not even ask to write insert query, update query, nothing. Basically, for your role, data scientist role, data analyst role, you just need to fetch the data. That's it. So how to select data on different where conditions, where clauses, that is sufficient. But you will not tell this kind of answer in the interview. You need to tell, you know the SQL, you know the select, insert, update, delete commands. Okay. So in SQL, basically try to focus on what is the DDL, DML, okay, DCL, what these concepts are. Okay, so just learn about this and then basic select queries. Somebody might ask you to write a basic select query. This kind of SQL is more than enough. Then data manipulation, querying and reporting. Yeah, definitely. This is all will be there. Data manipulation comes into the data pre-processing part only, querying, data collection part, and reporting. Reporting is what happens once you do your project. You might need to prepare a dashboards for business. Those can be built in Power BI, Tableau. Okay, and sometimes there are dedicated teams, Power BI developers, Tableau developers, and they will do it. It's not always the case like data scientist has to do these things. There are dedicated teams that do. But for data scientist, the core machine learning part, statistics part, and Python programming is expected. Now, along with that, if you're showing good knowledge on deep learning, NLP, your profile will be highlighted. On top of it, if you want to put a cherry, if you put something on GenAI into your resume, definitely your profile gets shortlisted.
Sir,
Yeah.
what kind of difference between the data analyst and business analyst?
Okay.
I think we have to learn from the business analyst, means we have to learn like a accountant, the mathematics, those kind of calculation methods, isn't it, sir?
Okay. So see, as we already discussed about data analyst role, that, but for business analyst, actually domain knowledge is more required. That is the major thing. Okay, for a business analyst, need to understand the business or the domain part, and that person has to more interact with all the stakeholders from business side. That is the main difference. With regards to skills and all that, I think you might already know about it, what exactly required as part of business analyst. For data analyst, I already told SQL, Power BI, Tableau, basic data, exploratory data analysis, Python language, that is enough.
Like similar for the financial analyst, yeah? We have to know the financial parameters.
No, there is no role as a finance analyst as such. Yes, there are domain related courses also on finance, just to learn what is there in the finance, all the terminology, similarly in insurance. But role is of data analyst only. You have to apply same statistical concept to that data to understand the patterns. You have to use similar kind of methods from statistics, probability, distribution, all those. Okay, there are other uh, things also for visualization. You will apply all those techniques, similar techniques, be it banking data, be it insurance data, be it retail, manufacturing, whichever industry it is. And role will be data analyst.
Only sectors changes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a domain, right?
Okay.
Yeah, finance, banking, insurance, or manufacturing, retail, oil and gas, many different sectors, different kind of data. But you apply same things, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But for some of the questions, I intentionally provided some additional or surrounding details as well. Because I know people who are starting this field as a fresher is easy compared to people who are doing transition in between. Those are already doing job in one field and now they want to switch into data science field. It's little bit of kind of sometimes it's thoughts will come into your mind like whether it is doable or not and all that. But let me tell you honestly, it is doable. And within that time frame, you should be disciplined. You should put your honest efforts and focus on energy on one content, one topic at a time, one material at a time, till the time you complete the course. Okay, before completing the course, do not visit 4-5 sites for the same topic at the same time. That will create a lot of confusion in your mind. Many people have put concepts or explained concepts in their own words in different ways, giving different examples that might create confusion, and it happens during initial phase. So don't do that. Okay. Any more questions? We have covered from chat section. Okay.
Yes, sir. Shall we end this today's enlightening session?
Sure. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining this session and hearing me out. Hopefully, it is helpful assisting to you guys to some extent.
And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your in-depth knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You
Sir, I
all
have sent you the
welcome.
LinkedIn request. Kindly accept it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'll appreciate your active participation for making this an event and engaging and interactive. We hope we all get valuable knowledge gained today. Will empower your professional journeys. So thank you so much, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.